If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. And if you're looking for code cards, make sure you check out Poton Store. They have automatic email delivery and all the latest Pokemon TCG codes, and you can use Tablemon code for 5% off. If you're from Europe, MealyBotsGaming.com is a great option to get your cards from. They have all sorts of sealed products, merchandise, and all the sets available from Pokemon Sun and Moon upwards, including the latest Hidden Fate set. Don't forget to use Tablemon code when checking out to get a further 5% off from your final purchase. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to Zero Worlds 2020. We are continuing our coverage of the LAIC decks that did well. We are going from the top all the way, not to the bottom, but you know what I mean, like from first place to the lower places in the top 8. We covered Robin's deck yesterday. Today we are covering Ryan's deck, the Mewtwo Jirachi base build that got second place at the tournament. Now, the deck relies of course on Mewtwo's perfection ability, where you can use the attack of any GX or EX on your bench and in your discard pile. You also have access to Miraculous Duo GX attack for 200 damage. But the main idea behind this is to power up with Jirachi and Dedenne, same engine as first place, and be able to utilize attacks like Turbo Strike, like Cross Division GX to place 20 damage counters, like Reshiram and Charizard's Double Blaze, Flash Strike or Outrage, and super importantly, the Flare Blitz GX attack for 300 damage. Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff is a brand new card that came into the deck, jumping alone, super powerful, allowing you to have even more potential damage output, especially good in the mirror match, especially necessary in the mirror match because you always end up benching a couple of Mewtwo's, probably a couple of Dedennes, and there's 300 damage right there. We of course have Naganadel's Venom Shot to help with the sniping capabilities of the deck, and we have the inclusion of Greninja-GX, probably an immediate fit of this into every single Mewtwo deck because Mist/Slash bypasses Keldeo-GX's Pure Heart ability. Now the deck does rely on Welder as well, just like the previous deck, along with having Cherish Balls for Dedenne Treasure to search out for more Pokemon. We do also have Tag Call to filter out our deck from the tag teams that we do play, along with being able to search for Cynthia Caitlin, drawing out 3 cards and getting back either a Welder or the Guzma Hala, which allows us to search for Stadium, Special Energy, and a tool card, or Mallow Lana, which allows us to switch and also heal our active Pokemon for 120 damage. We have 4 stadiums, we have a wide array of energies, 11 basics, we have the weakness cards, and we have the rainbow for that versatility in our attacks. And we even get to, at some point, Tingle Return or Static Shock if we need to, though probably not necessary. And yeah, everything except for the Great Catchers are essentially searchable. I guess the Reset Stamps aren't either, but Jirachi's extra potential to dig through the deck with Stellar Wish ends up being super valuable. Now of course we don't have Guzma anymore, we have very few switching cards in this, so probably won't be able to Stellar Wish very freely as opposed to the previous deck, which had a bunch of non-GX attackers that can go down, and then you get to Stellar Wish over and over along with 4 switches. But overall it's an engine that obviously ended up working and got Brian all the way to the final, and without the sleeves issue, without the awkward start that he got on the very first turn of, well, on the very first and only game of the final, I'm sure Brian might have had a much better chance at winning the match overall. So I do believe we're up against ADP, presumably one of the good matchups for Mewtwo. It is one of the reasons why I ended up choosing Mewtwo for myself. Now there were some audio issues in our last video, a little bit of a delay. Hopefully that is fixed now. Hopefully that is fixed by now. I do I should make sure. I believe that's gonna be fixed, but you can never know, really. So, immediate Mega Lopunny by my opponent. That is good news, right? The first turn KO XL is not great news because that means our Giant Hearts are going to be less good, essentially, or not good at all, especially the first one. It will only be utilized to remove the opposing chaotic swell. And now that my opponent played Guzma Hala, I do fully expect the chaotic swell to stick. Yep, there's the other chaotic swell, so it is going to be troublesome. No attachment, no surge. This top deck is rather unfortunate. I think I'm gonna lead with the Stealthy Wish. My opponent clearly didn't have the best start. And now this is awkward because I would love to have a Welder, right? To Welder onto, but I have nothing to Welder onto. So I'm gonna keep it like slow and steady wins the race with my Dedenne changing here. So I will in fact go ahead and I believe I'm going to Guzma Hala. Right, there's no way for me to shuffle my hand, so I don't need two Dedennes here, and might as well start getting a way to bypass this. I get a weakness card energy just in case it's needed. I will come back the first chaotic swell. I know my opponent has another one, but that's okay. And I'm in prime position to find a Welder off of the Stealthy Wish. Hopefully off of that Welder, draw a Cherish Ball and then discard the Charizard and win that way. Now my opponent does top deck the Cherish Ball, so really good for him. There's the other chaotic swell being played. Okay. So I mean, I'm not in a huge rush, but I feel like if I have a chance of getting Welder, I should go for it. I don't, in fact, find it. So I'll grab the Viridian Forest in the end. So I guess I'm okay discarding a fire. I do put the Guzma Hala back into my hand, not super impactful. I'm just trying to see more cards. And the Mysterious Treasure is nice. I'll discard the fire. I do plan on Dedenne changing here, so I might as well grab the... Well, you know what? I'm gonna grab the Marshadow. So I guess I should have waited to play the Viridian Forest until then. That was a small mistake on my part. I'm not super scared of the Lopunny just yet. Right now it's at 240 damage. And my opponent's start has been extremely slow. So I'm not super worried about that. I do end up tag calling to thin the deck a little bit. Don't think I need Stealthy Hood, but might as well. Right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and pass here. So slow and steady wins the race for us. My opponent's not getting a great start. We aren't either, but hopefully we'll be able to do something. My opponent's slowly top decking his way out of this though. Alright, so this might end up being a key card here. Right now my hand is not good at all though. Would be much better if Viridian Forest was actually in play. Double Ants result is indeed gone now. So slow and steady wins the race is being a little too slow right now. Just a little bit too slow right here. Basically, we need another Cherish Ball. We're gonna see the GX attack being used here. If we're gonna eliminate this Pokemon from play right here, right now, or at least get a hit into it, that would be fantastic. Before it starts wreaking havoc. Switch, not very useful here. There's a Cherish Ball. The Cherish Ball will get me a Dedenne, right? My last Dedenne, the last Pokemon I need to get is also the Charizard, which is not great news, but let's go. Don't think I want to shuffle away my opponent's Arceus Dialga Palkia, it's fine. Now we're at the 300 damage threshold, which is possibly an issue. We do find a Welder though, which is nice. So if I find any energy, which I do, now I do have knockout. Not on this guy, but I do on this guy. Wish it was the other way around. The other way around would probably mean I just immediately win the game, but it's fine. I'm gonna burn the Tag Call. There's literally nothing I can grab anymore. Literally nothing I can grab. And we shall Blur Blitz for the KO. So we might be in a situation where Tag Purge, if we get it out of the prize cards, might be enough. Macargo could also be enough. Well, we get none of those. Yeah, so we still have Macargo. Oh no, there's no Latios in this deck actually. There is indeed no Latios in this deck. So Solgaleo is prized though. So that's also kind of an issue. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is annoying. Right? It is an annoying thing to deal with. And there's the Keldeo. So I really wish I had just eliminated this guy. But the only way for me to get the Charizard-GX into a discard pile was by utilizing the Great Catcher. So in the end, it comes down to me being very eager to playing that Viridian Forest. If I had just waited to find the Marshadow, eliminate the KX, had the Viridian Forest, I would not have been in this situation. So the fact that I'm in this position, it's not because my opponent's deck is like that strong or anything. It's because my bad sequencing at that stage caused this particular situation. Alright, so I'm gonna Cherish, even though there's nothing left in the deck for me to actually see. I cannot heal, right? I cannot heal and I cannot discard my Reshiram. So, I mean, I just attack into this guy, right? Jumping Balloon does 180. I'm assuming my opponent will end up switching out, right? Or what if I retreat this Mewtwo and then hit for, oh no, I can't even hit for 130. No, this Mewtwo literally cannot do any damage whatsoever, and that's also a problem. Okay, so I need to Jumping Balloon for 180. Hope my opponent does not have Mallow Lana, which out of all the tackles, well not all, out of the tackle that he's played, or the slow start that he's had, I would imagine he does have it, right? And that means, yep, the game's not quite over yet. Uh-oh. To say we are in trouble would be an understatement. We have nothing to hit for 210 damage next turn. Yeah, it's just my not so great sequencing ends up being very detrimental for us right here. 4 prizes for my opponent. We are down only 1 reset stamp, which is, I guess, good news. So let's go ahead and Stellar Wish, completely fail it, right? So here's the thing though. I can't attack this guy. And the only way I can damage this guy is through, because I don't have an energy. Everything is just going really wrong. Okay, so I need to top deck. I need to top deck a fire. I need to top deck a fire energy. And then Welder onto this Mewtwo. And then Venom Shot this Arceus Dialga Palkia. That is the absolute only way I am winning this game. Wow. Mr. Lorelei, that's 230 damage. That's not enough. Why would you play the Misty Lorelei right here? I don't understand that. I mean, I guess to thin resources, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes kind of sense. So sure. Okay, so can I top deck a fire energy? I cannot, no. So I believe that's gonna be it for me. I believe that's gonna be it. Because if I return to Jirachi, I am dead. I couldn't put the Greninja in the discard, so I couldn't attack this guy. So no matter what, I am done here. Couldn't get the right combination of cards in the right order. Not much I can do about that, but oh well. Yeah, oh well. So, I mean, that's the general idea of the deck. Videos are a little bit shorter right now. I don't have a lot of time, but the 100% mistake that I made in that game was being too eager to play down my Viridian Forest before I finished drawing all my cards. Right, because then I benched the Marshadow, I get rid of that, so then I wouldn't have had an energy shortage. I would have been able to discard the Charizard-GX and the Greninja-GX without having to utilize the Great Catcher in both instances. So yeah, completely slight mistake on my part in the beginning that allowed the game to slip away from me. So that will be all. Don't forget to like, it really helps out the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.